Hi there, today we visit France. France is a transcontinental country spanning Western Europe and several overseas regions and territories. Its metropolitan area extends from the Rhine to the Atlantic Ocean and from the Mediterranean Sea to the English Channel and the North Sea. Overseas territories include French Guiana in South America and several islands in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. France borders Belgium, Luxembourg and Germany to the northeast, Switzerland, Monaco, and Italy to the east, Andorra and Spain to the south, as well as the Netherlands. The flag of France is a tricolor flag, featuring 3 vertical bands colored blue at the hoist side, white and red. Blue and red are the traditional colors of Paris, used on the city's coat of arms. Blue is identified with Saint Martin, red with Saint Denis. At the storming of the Bastille in 1789, the Paris militia wore blue and red cockades on their hats. White had long featured prominently on French flags, and is described as the ancient French color by Lafayette. White was added to the revolutionary colors of the militia cockade to nationalize the design, thus creating the cockade of France. Paris is the capital and most populous city of France. Since the 17th century, Paris has been one of Europe's major centers of finance, diplomacy, commerce, fashion, gastronomy, science, and arts. The city of Paris is the center and seat of government of the region and province of Île-de-France, or Paris region. France is a member of the European Union, and one of 19 countries in the region that uses the euro as its national currency. The total land area of France and its overseas regions together add up to 643,801 square kilometers. The current population of France is 65,430,750, as of August 2021, based on Worldometer elaboration of the latest United Nations data. French, the official language, is the first language of 88% of the population. La Marseillaise is the national anthem of France. The song was written in 1792 by Claude-Joseph Rouget de Lisle in Strasbourg, after the declaration of war by France against Austria. The French National Convention adopted it as the Republic's anthem in 1795. France is the largest country in the European Union. The hexagon, lexagon, is the nickname of France for French people. This is because the country is roughly 6-sided. France is the most visited country in the world, with a record-breaking 89 million visitors in 2019. France is well known for the numerous splendid and enormous palaces, castles and cathedrals all across the country. The Palace of Versailles, the Castle of Chambord, and the Notre Dame Cathedral are some of the most famous. Medieval villages like the Pérouges, St-Émilion, St-Jean-Pied-de-Port, coastal villages, snowy mountains, beautiful beaches and enormous outdoor markets have made every traveler to place France in their must-see list. The iconic Eiffel Tower, the 324-meter tower, once the tallest structure in the world, has become synonymous with France. The wrought iron lattice tower on the Champ de Mars in Paris. It is named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the tower in 1889. Today, the Eiffel Tower is the most visited monument in the world, with more than 7 million visitors per year, and is a must-stop for anyone visiting Paris. The Louvre is the world's second-largest art museum and a historic monument in Paris, and is best known for being the home of the Mona Lisa. A central landmark of the city, it is located on the right bank of the Seine in the city's first arrondissement. Approximately 38,000 objects from prehistory to the 21st century are exhibited over an area of 72,735 square meters. It is the most visited museum in the world. Louis Antoine of France was the elder son of Charles X of France and the last Dauphin of France from 1824 to 1830. He was technically King of France and Navarre for less than 20 minutes before he himself abdicated, due to his father's abdication during the July Revolution in 1830. He never reigned over the country, but after his father's death in 1836, he was the legitimate pretender as Louis XIX. The hot air balloon is the first successful human-carrying flight technology. The first untethered manned, hot air balloon flight was performed by Jean-François Pilatre de Rosier and François Laurent Darlandes on November 21, 1783, in Paris, France. The oldest person ever, whose age has been independently verified, is Jean Calment, 1875–1997, of France, who lived to the age of 122 years and 164 days. The French Army was the first to use camouflage in 1915 during World War I. The country with the most Nobel Prize winners in literature is France, with 15 individuals having won the award since 1901. French poet and essayist Sully Prudhomme became the first ever winner of the award. A 73-year-old bottle of French Burgundy became the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold at auction, fetching $558,000. The bottle of 1945 Romanée Conti sold at Sotheby's for more than 17 times its original estimate of $32,000. Gare du Nord in Paris, France, handles approximately 214.2 million passengers each year. It is the busiest station in Europe and in the world outside of Japan. The Tour de France is an annual men's multiple-stage bicycle race primarily held in France, while also occasionally passing through nearby countries. Like the other Grand Tours, it consists of 21 stages, each a day long, over the course of 23 days. The race was first organized in 1903 to increase sales for the newspaper, L'Auto, and is currently run by the Amari Sport Organization. The race has been held annually since its first edition in 1903, except when it was stopped for the two world wars. The country with the most time zones is France, with 12 time zones. This is due to France's far-flung overseas areas, since the mainland European part of France uses just one time zone. The Gallic rooster is an unofficial national symbol of France. Pear is the national fruit of France. Pot-au-feu is a widely accepted and celebrated type of food in France. The origin of the beef stew dish can be traced to King Henry IV of France, who ruled between 1553 and 1610. He was quoted as saying that all peasants should afford chicken in their pot, at least once a week on Sundays. A habit started forming of cooking food with meat in it, which later developed into pot-au-feu as we know it today. Here are a few visuals from France. Enjoy! Thank you for joining us in our journey to explore our world. We hope to see you again. Please subscribe.